known people on reality shows. Plus, I listen to a lot of these reality show girls like podcasts. So I hear the
like
background.
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Nick just had to take an anxiety break for our cameras because sometimes they just like stop recording.
And it scares me. So sometimes like Francesca will be talking about something and I'm like, but are the cameras rolling? But
okay.
Yeah.
So I am going to try and explain this as concisely as possible. So Lisa Vanderpump has the show. Recently, Katie and so there's two Toms. Okay, sorry. Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval, and they are best friends. They also are part owners in one of Lisa's restaurants in WeHo. Tom. All right. Tom Sandoval has been with Ariana Madix for around 10 years. But you know what's
Tom is with Ariana.
Tom Sandoval. So we'll call him Sandy. Sandy has been with Ariana for about 10 years. But what's messed up is his original girlfriend was Kristen. Mm-hmm. And he cheated on Kristen with Ariana. Sometimes how you get them is how you lose them. Just going to say that.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Always.
Tyra Banks told me that at a very young age on the Tyra show, and it was instilled in my head. She looked at the camera and said, once a cheater, always a cheater. And you know what? It's fucking true.
No, it's always true.
Always happens. So if you're cheating on someone you're with,
or you meet someone because they cheat on their wife, they will always do it.
You. I'm looking at you.
And, well, you know, it's funny. Well, okay. So then the other Tom, Schwartz, he was married to Katie. Like, full married, but they'd been together for 10 years. They just got divorced.
Yeah.
No cheating scandal that we know of. They made a decision. They got divorced very recently, like 6 months ago. Now, James Kennedy. He's a DJ. He's younger. He's British. Okay, he's fucking
the English
wild.
guy. What about the pasta?
Yes.
Okay, I do know about that. Okay.
So he and Raquel were recently engaged.
Oh.
Fun fact, Tom Sandoval paid for like the 10, 20, 30 grand engagement party situation, which is wild. But he paid for him. And so Raquel and James Kennedy they just broke off their engagement. Fine. Now, Katie, who just got divorced from Schwartz, she's friends with Raquel. In the beginning of this whole season, there's been a storyline of her making out with Tom Schwartz, like that she wanted to. And Raquel was kind of being shysty. Like, I don't know, like, it's fine if I want to make out with him. Like, Katie divorced him, like, whatever. So we're kind of like, Raquel, it's kind of shitty. But
I don't like it.
We see now that they were using that storyline as a deflection because for the past 7 months, allegedly, Tom Sandoval and Raquel have been having a 7-month affair
on Ariana. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So Saturday night, Ariana was at a Vanderpump Rules screening, and Tom Sandoval's band was playing. She was there. There's videos of her like being the best supportive girlfriend, taking videos of him. Allegedly, a band member was like, "Hey, Tom left his phone in the back here." And allegedly, she saw an inappropriate video of Raquel in the text.
Wow.
So in the middle of the show, bystanders had seen
a sexy, like an inappropriate video of Raquel on Sandy's phone. Okay. Question. If you are cheating on someone, do we need digital evidence? How dumb could you people be?
No, people are so dumb, though.
I just feel like, I guess people like, the danger of it, but like, I feel like if I really didn't want people to know, I would not be sending you like videos of myself, Well,
we know one of the guys that I used to date had like a girlfriend the whole time and would always he was always sending me like pictures and videos and stuff. And then I would just send them straight to his girlfriend. And it was just like, but like, why?
But why?
I was like,
but
stop.
Why? Yeah,
like, leave me alone. Like, you have a girlfriend. Like, stop sending these to me. Like, in like some weird fucked up way, I think he wanted to get caught. But no, they're always, these people are always messy.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, that's like their own psychological issue. Again, it never has to do with the person being cheated on. Never has to do with how pretty you are, how cool you are, how good you are. It's all like their own fucking issues. Mm-hmm. So
I agree with that.
Allegedly, she found this out.
In public.
Yes.
Wow.
And then bystanders just kind of saw her like yelling something kind of to her friends, and they saw her and Sandy leave together. Now at the same time, Sheena, who is just another girl. Sheena is another cast member and is best friends with Ariana. She was on a press tour in New York City. She was just on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen with Raquel.
Oh, man.
So she, again, allegedly, Ariana calls Raquel and is like, blah, blah, blah. Raquel admits it. Sheena's standing there and is like, wait, what? You've been having an affair with like my best friend's boyfriend of 10 years? They own a home together. Like a big LA house.
I wouldn't know what to do if I was Sheena.
Sheena punched Raquel in the face, allegedly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, really.
Yeah.
On watch what
No,
happens.
it
No, I'm just
wasn't.
kidding,
But apparently they like stepped out of like a club or something that they were at. Again, we don't know these people at all. This could all be whatever, but this seems to be the accepted narrative.
Wow.
Yeah. And now, like the other cast members, like Lala, Kent, and Kristen, who originally cheated on Tom Sandoval and like with her best friend's boyfriend. But now Ariana was at her house the night that it all broke. I guess Ariana went over there. And like she was hugging Ariana and being like, I'm Team Ariana. I'm with you on this. Like now she's acting on her high horse. Like she didn't do this shit 8 years ago. But it's weird now. So Tom Sandoval's ex, who he cheated on with Ariana, is best friends with Ariana now. And she's the one posting all these videos with her.
Yeah.
See. It literally was just, it like exploded.
The whole.
Yeah. Even like Andy Cohen, who's like the owner, the main guy, he's all of their boss. He has been like talking on his podcast. He's like, you guys, my cell phone like was blowing up all weekend from everyone.
I wonder what he was doing.
He talks about it. Yeah, I don't know. He just says that like everyone was hitting him up.
Also, he is so hot. I've always had a crush or a thing for Andy Cohen. I hate it though because I don't really like him.
Yeah,
I don't really love his personality.
He's a sassy guy.
He's and I hate the sassy bitchy shit. But however, I think he's really hot. So. Andy's from St. Louis, so if you ever hear this,
we just have the completely different types. Well, he's like a dad now.
Yeah.
He's just dadding around. I don't know if he has a partner. I forget.
I don't know.
Anyway, guys, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing deep dives. I've been on TikTok rabbit holes. And that is what's going on.
The TikTok girlies are really breaking it down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, well, supposedly even one of Raquel's good friends did this whole Reddit like post. But it's like, if it was her friend, why would she be
posting about
saying all this stuff? Yeah. Like apparently Raquel and Tom Sandoval have matching lightning bolt necklaces, and you can see them wearing them on camera at different, and she says that it's like their signal to each other that they love each other.
Wow.
Could you imagine? And like Ariana is friends with this girl.
Not
Usually
anymore.
when there's another woman, you don't really know them, but this is like
yeah, that would make me have no trust in anyone ever again.
Yeah. They've been living together. He's been lying to her face for over 6 months.
See, that's what's so fucked up to me is like they're just living together. Like there's a lot of like admin to be worked out with this. Like she has to move out or he does, like.
Oh, I don't know where they're all living right now.
I don't know if I'm trying to like move my house or sell a house.
Well, I think that's why it seems like he had been wanting to tell Ariana for like a while.
Oh.
What just broke is that Tom Sandoval a couple nights ago was seen entering Raquel's apartment by paparazzi. But apparently they were filming for the show. And as of right now, he doesn't think that it went that well and thinks it paints him in a bad light. So he is telling Bravo, allegedly, that he wants to refilm it.
You could be one of those TikTok girlies.
No, I know. This just broke 20 minutes ago. So he's saying he wants to refilm it. And he's threatening to not film for the show anymore if they don't listen to him and let him refilm it. But he has like a very big ego. So I could see him being like, oh, it looks like I'm a bad guy in this and doesn't want it to air.
But maybe.
But they've signed releases.
Yeah. See? That's
so
why
like,
we got to get the people who are on our podcast sign releases.
Yeah. Like we don't care if you come off in a bad light. We're airing it because we took our time to do this.
Yeah. Well.
Do you have any other questions?
I guess like do you think this would like create a feud in the show, or are people gonna have to like leave the show if it's that serious?
So people are like calling for like him to be kicked off the show or for Raquel to be kicked off the show. But like,
But
if
now
you're a
it's too
producer,
juicy.
that's the last thing you want to do.
I know, it's kind of like the Hydra. You know, you cut one head off and then like two sprout.
Is it the Hydra or the Hydra?
Hydra.
Okay, I didn't know that's how it was pronounced. But you know, anytime they kick people off the certain shows because it's like too much or too this, the show just goes downhill. Because it's like, oh, so you have everyone that gets along really well and is kind of like and then you're just like watching them like go out. It's not like riveting TV.
Yeah. Because our brains thrive on conflict. Yeah, that's why we like the news. That's why I've heard that even in like book like writing that there's always conflict happening, even if the people are just having a normal conversation. It's like when someone's trying to explain something to another person, the other person in dialogue will be like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying." So it almost comes off as like conflict. That's just, you know, yeah. So like everything we see is like conflict because no one likes when things go right. You know, like yeah, but
like our lives, the origin story, the plot. Have you heard of that? Like TikTok, it's like a thing that's like, oh, it's fine, just do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot.
But then people are like, stop doing things for the plot. Stop fucking up your life for the plot.
When I was in college, me and my friend group, we all had this thing that we're like, just say yes to everything, you know, be a yes man. And then we found ourselves in so many situations that we're like, okay, my God, that was kind of fucked up.
Should have said no.
We were just like, let's all, as a group effort, just say no to some things, you know?
No, like, it's like
that was
honestly, my life would be so much better if I said no to more things. Like I'm kind of in my era of like say no to more things.
Oh, really?
Just like with like, I feel like I really need to hunker down about like yeah, like any going out. It's like, wow, that sounds really fun. Like I'm gonna have to say no.
We Sunday fun date a little too hard this past Sunday.
It was so fun though.
It was really fun.
This was one of those. It felt worth it.
Yeah. I agree. No, I had a good time. with that.
So okay, Nick, what's been going on in your life?
My life?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not cheating on anyone or getting cheated on. I'm a single boy.
That's a nice thing about being single. No one is cheating on you.
Really,
you just sleep nicely well about.
You know, but I am still unemployed. You know, I have the podcast, whatever. It's not really paying the bills. So as I've told you guys before, I've been looking for a job. You know, I'm thinking about bartending, whatever. And guys, it has been the greatest challenge in the world. I don't think I've ever worked this hard in my life to find a job.
You've ever worked this hard to just try and fucking work?
No, literally. It's like at this point I should get like a civil engineering job because I'm clearly doing the work. You know what I mean? No, but I'm just looking for a dumb ass service industry job. And I know whatever you think about it. But like, guys, it's just not happening. And I have a really good resume and You've
worked at some of like the nicest restaurants in Breck and Aspen. Bartending and serving experience from like, you know, a pizza shop to an almost Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah.
You have the service.
I have it down. You know, I know wine really well. I know beer really well. Like I know what a Niçoise salad is. Okay. But
you know how many people still don't?
Yeah, a lot of people.
I'm sorry, I work at a French restaurant and like
people, what's Niçoise?
Nick, no one knows how to pronounce charcuterie.
Well, that's fucking sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, half of our menu is really French, so like I give people that, but like
French is a hard language to pronounce, and I don't think we can't really make fun of people for not pronouncing things too well, but like I heard someone say charcuterie board and I was like, bro, I think they were thinking of like a poo-poo platter and like charcuterie, but it just made me laugh.
But that's like mixing up the words. What did you say to a server the other day? Not to interrupt you.
Oh.
This is like, it's right on like mixing up.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, so I had been drinking, and but I was really hungry at this Italian restaurant in Aspen, and the server, who was a good-looking guy, he was like bringing the food, and I was really hungry, and I was about to go, "Ooh, daddy," but I wasn't like I was kind of trying to like euphemize it in my
You're
head.
like, okay, thank you, daddy.
Like, yeah, I was trying to like, maybe don't call the server daddy. So, and it's like a nice Italian
Good
restaurant.
on you.
I know, like, maybe don't.
You're like, say no.
And it's not that I was like actually saying no. Exactly.
Just like do less.
It's not that like I was exactly trying to hit on him. I wasn't hitting on him. I was literally just excited that like handsome man was bringing me food.
Like, ooh, dad.
Ooh,
And like
daddy.
the food, like,
yeah,
ooh.
but it's just, like I really tried to edit it as it came out, and it just was, thanks, father. And he looks at me, and then my cousin Amanda and my friend Justine look at me too, and I was like I literally don't know what I said, and he just looks at me, he shrugs off, he goes, well, they usually call me daddy. And I was like, well, that's what I was gonna say, but I don't know, maybe.
Thank you, father.
Thank you, father. I was like, I was just trying to be polite. You know what I mean? But
Oh, I wish I would have been there. I'm gonna start saying that to service. Thank you, father.
Thank you, father.
I'm sorry, what? Just trying to be more respectful.
You know, but yeah, so I've been looking for jobs. Actually, so I tried to get a job at this one bar in town, and I need to tell the people about this.
You guys, I've never seen someone try so hard to get a serving job.
It's not hard to get a serving job.
No, like
You
usually
walk
pretty
the fuck
easy.
in
Like
the door.
we've always gotten hired the day we've looked for jobs. It's like you go to a town, you print out 20 resumes, you walk to 20 restaurants, you get hired by one of them. You're articulate, you're educated, you have the experience.
It's
But
just
for
not been
some
going
reason,
on.
You've been to what, 30 to 50? What range
I think
of
I've been
restaurants?
to 30 restaurants.
Okay.
30 restaurants, okay? And they've all just been like...
Some have laughed in our faces.
Yeah, literally. Someone laughed in my face, and someone was also like, listen, bro, I'll take your resume, but that's all I'm going to do. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just go shut the fuck up now. Like, should I work at the Wendy's? No, so now I have this bit in my head, like, it's been so hard to get a job. I see a cop, and I'm like, should I be a cop? I see a construction worker. I'm like, should I do construction? Like,
Nick told me he's going to get into landscaping.
well,
And
I've
I was
done
like,
landscaping before. Landscaping's
know.
kind of nice because it keeps you really fit, and it is actually pretty good money. And you're like working with plants and mulch and shit. And
I do think it like can semi make sense for you, but I'm like, all right, Nick. Like, it's just because you've had trouble doing a job. He's literally just every time he sees someone, he's like, should I just go lay concrete? Construction.
Should I start a candle business?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, but
so
in restaurants, there's this thing called a stage. Spelled like stage. It's a French word. It's what you do a stage. It's like an audition.
it's a working interview.
Yeah. So you're not hired. You're not getting paid. They usually give you a meal and a drink at the end, but it's just basically, working interview.
Do you get along with the people that work there? Do you know what you're doing? Are you not crazy?
Yeah.
And it's usually like 2 to 3 hours long. So, mind you, this is like a dive bar, okay, that I'm trying to work at. But it's really cool, okay? It's definitely got like, you know,
It's in the
vibe.
Highlands. It's like in a nice area of town.
Yeah. And I got a stage, and I went and staged, and I got along with everyone there really well. And not really much to say about that. And it's really not like a place that you have to be really good at something to work at. Like
it's not silver service, not fine dining. It's like, can you show up, pour the beer, and set it down at the table?
Literally, okay? And they like literally hired me on the spot, and they were like, oh, yeah. Like, you guys, you know, I talked to the other servers. You don't seem like a crazy person. You seem like you'd be cool enough to work here. You know what you're doing. Like, let's start next week or something. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He goes, okay, I'll call you. Ghosted me.
Yeah.
Ghosted me.
You've even emailed and texted the manager and been like, hey, like, you guys said I was starting. What's going on? I'd love to start this week. Nothing.
Zero.
But, like, tell them what happened when you first showed up. So you show up for the stage.
Well, I show up for the stage, and the bar manager was 30 minutes late. Okay, which, you know, I'm here 15 minutes early, but whatever. No, I think it was like 10 minutes early. But yeah, and he shows up so late, and he's super fucking disgruntled. Like, he's just like, you know, his hair's all fucked up, and like he's like, oh god. Like, he was like, oh, are you Nick? And I was like, yeah. He just goes, what do you shoot? Like, ask me if I want a shot. And I'm like, oh, this is how this stage is going. So I'm just saying, like,
Well, Nick texted me halfway through it and he just said, And the way Nick and I communicate, I knew I said, OMG. I can't wait. And you go, Francesca. Nothing. I just know what that means. Like, and you said, I am 2 beers and 3 shots deep. I didn't ask for this. What's happening? So much to tell you.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I got along with these guys, you know what I mean? And they all were cool, you know, and we're like all joking with each other and stuff like that. I made a drink and I jiggered the drink. So it's not like I fucked it up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. But
so we've just really been dissecting.
I'm just trying to think, like, okay, the reason why they ghosted me could be 2 things. One, they're just not wanting to hire someone right now. They thought I was fine, but whatever, and they're unorganized and probably just didn't get back to me. Whatever, because they don't care that much. Sure. That's like what I think. But the only other thing that I can think about is I was sitting down at the end of the night I had some vegan chicken fingers and some French fries with a beer. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to one of the other like managers. And we're just talking, totally getting along. And I said, because the bar is kind of a punk bar, you know, kind of a queer bar. Well, not really a queer bar, but they do have a giant like pride flag. So I was kind of thinking to myself, like, okay, so what I said to her, I would go, do you guys get a lot of queers in here? And sometimes I just like to use the word queers because I just like queer more. But I just meant like I was questioning, like, do you guys get a lot of queer people in here? But I said it as do you guys get a lot of queers? And she kind of like, said like kind of jumped when I said the word. And then she was like, yeah, we get a lot of people. But I had to have been like, oh, cool, that's good, you know? But I did say queers. So I'm thinking like, did she think I was homophobic?
Yeah, like Nick was fine, but like he got a little homophobic on the end. Like, we can't hire him here.
Right.
Because here's the thing, you guys. We've like encountered this a bunch in since we moved to Denver.
Or
Is
just
like
Colorado
me
in general. I mean,
well, me mentioning that Nick is gay and people being like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No. Like, I was at dinner with a man the other night and he was like, your brother's not gay. And I was like, trust me, the man is gay.
The man is gay.
I was just like, yeah, always has been. Like, I was like, what? Like, that's not obvious.
I've really shocked a lot of people here, which I don't really, that's not a flex. I'm kind of don't like it when people don't know. I don't feel like I need to tell people. I feel like people should kind of just figure it out. But it's happened like that one time at the In Vivo party. This girl talked to me the entire night, and towards the end,
she was so cute, and I couldn't figure out. She was kind of following you around.
Yeah, but I just thought we were really vibing.
Yeah, not in like a creepy way. It was just like how I would kind of be coming back to ask a question or be around like a guy I was super interested in, which she was very.
She spoke Chinese. She was a white girl that spoke Chinese, and I speak Chinese. Actually, it's rough right now, but like I used to speak Chinese pretty well, and so we were like talking in Chinese the whole night. So I thought we were like having a conversation in Chinese, which was like cool, especially for her and me, you know. And she was like amazed that I could speak Chinese, you know, because how many white people do you know that speak Chinese? So that's kind of why I thought we were like hanging out.
Yeah,
and
like
right as I was walking out of the party, she kind of looked at me like, "Where are you going?" Like I didn't say goodbye to her really, you know, because like I was like taking down the party, and I was like, oh, and I just said in Chinese, 我是同性, which means I'm gay, and she was like, and I could just see like her face just went like stone cold, and like, oh, and I was like, oh no, because she asked me if I had a girlfriend. I said no, I'm gay.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, you wouldn't just respond.
Yeah.
Where are you going tonight?
I'm gay. I'm gay, leave me alone. Yeah, she asked me if I had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I was like, oh. And she was like,
because like that's how I would ask somebody that. If like I'm like, man, this guy's like so into me and we're vibing and we're chatting, and then he just like kind of was leaving the party without saying anything, I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh, like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, because you weren't talking to me like you did. But
well, good thing I know that I can get like a really beautiful, intelligent girl.
She was like this tiny pixie cut little blonde.
Yeah.
Who was wildly intelligent, spoke
Chinese,
and super cool.
I forgot what she did. I don't even know why.
But it was something like
she
was really interesting. Yeah.
She was like a.
She's really up here. He's like motioning with his hand. He's like, I don't know. She's like
big.
up
She's
here.
Big.
No, because I remember she had like a big serious job.
Yeah, she was but I don't know. So it's weird. So that's like the only reason why like I guess I'm not finding a job in Denver because people think I'm homophobic is kind of where I'm getting at. And
so you get a lot of queers in here. Can you? I mean,
you get
Nick,
a lot of fucking queers up here, or what? I mean, could you imagine? I mean, I that's the only thing I can think about.
It has to be it.
I mean,
so like
it probably. And I remember she kind of
Nick's
jumped.
the big homophobe of. I mean, if you go in there, will you have to like go in there sometime?
Oh yeah, and we'll have to like ask, you know,
or just like see how they react. What if they're like, fucking get that homophobe out of here?
We don't fuck with bigots in this town, you know, especially like. Denver's super gay friendly, you know.
Nick's like, can I show you my shrine to Lady Gaga? It'll help clear things up.
I've been doing astrology on the dates that Miley Cyrus releases music. But anyway, I'm homophobic, I guess. Thanks for that.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm still unemployed. But
yeah,
and so I've even been like going up to Breckenridge from Denver to like work at my old job just for a little money and that whole rent money thing, which a lot of people are like, I love telling my tables, I'm like, oh, I live in Denver. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I drive 2 hours every morning because I just love this restaurant so much. And they're just like, wow. No, I go up to Breckenridge like once a week.
But like you're still living in Denver and working at a pizza joint in Breckenridge.
That old job was really fun. Made really good money, and you just kind of like show up, you know.
No, it's actually like we're very thankful for it.
Very
not talking
thankful
shit.
For it. Yeah.
It's just like absurd to be working in another city.
It's absurd. But how I got that job at Eric's, we both walked in. Mm-hmm. We were like, hey, we just moved to town. We're siblings, but we're not a package deal. And Eric was like, oh, do you just want to like work tonight? And I was like, yes, in fact I do. And he was like, okay, I'll put you on the schedule. And
the rest is
yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's been interesting. But then, yeah, I went up to Breckenridge last week. And I was only supposed to be in Breckenridge for about like 36 hours. Mm-hmm. But so I only packed for 36 hours. Okay. Yeah. But mind you, I ended up working another shift at Eric's. So we're going on 48. And then my cousin was all like, oh, I have extra tickets to the Palm Tree Festival in Aspen. And I was like, I can't do that. I literally cannot. And I was texting Francesca. I was like, okay, I might go to Aspen, but like, I just don't know how I'm going to afford it.
You're like, but I have in another 36 hours, I have another shift here in Breckenridge. So I would just be hanging out in Breckenridge without doing anything.
I could come down to Denver, or I could just stay in Breckenridge. You know what I mean?
Or I could go to a festival in Aspen.
And then my cousin was like, oh, and I have a free hotel room, and it's a double queen bed. So I'm like, or like 2 queen beds. And so I'm like, oh, fuck. Like when life hands you like a free ticket to a festival and a hotel room, it's like, can you really say no?
I mean, what do unemployed people do? Apparently, they go to Aspen to festivals.
Yeah, literally.
But you were texting me like very much like Francesca, like, because we, we're kind of right now like, okay, do we just put our heads down, do the work, make sure it happens, grind, or do we like work more on like our vibration and our energy and like positive mindset and like, acting as if it's already happened. If you believe in the law of attraction, like I have the money, I'm going to go have more fun. And by chilling out and having more fun, like more money will come to me. And Nick, you were like, fuck it. I'm going manifestation route. I'm going to send it to Aspen. And I was like, Godspeed. I'll be working.
So what I did, yeah, you were working.
I was like, so like I can help us with rent, I guess.
So I literally drove to Walmart and I had to buy clothes because I was out of socks and underwear. So I literally just like bought socks and underwear from Walmart, which the shirt I had got from Walmart did not fit properly. Their sizes are different in Walmart. I don't think they're like, I just gotta say that.
Don't think I've ever bought clothing at Walmart.
But
tough times.
Tough times, yeah. So I went to Aspen in my Walmart underwear, and it was actually a great time. But the greatest time was we were I go into my old job after one of the nights of the festival that I used to work at when I lived in Aspen, and I walk in, and I left kind of abruptly there and didn't give them like 2 weeks notice, but I also lost my housing. So it was kind of like, guys, I got to go. They were really understanding, but you kind of don't do that. And so I hadn't really been back in a while. So I walk into the restaurant, and they all greet me with open arms. They were all so cool. They're like, hey, you want a free shot? Oh, you want some free beer? I was like, oh my God. And they were like, oh, like, don't worry, leaving on short notice. That's water under the bridge. You're great. I'm like, you guys are great. Oh, that's so fun. And then the manager's like, yeah, wait, I actually have a check for you, like an old paycheck of yours.
Nick texts me and he goes, Francesca, I just got paid to go to Aspen.
Literally. This gorgeous woman hands me a check for $200, and was just like, here you go. And I'm like,
you're like, the money that I spent here to just like be here, I got a check for.
Yeah.
So I've made money coming up here. He was like, so I think we should just relax and have fun.
Relax and have fun. Realize that everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
And I'm just a big fan of people handing me like checks of money.
When you're out.
When I'm out, you know? It's like...
I mean, it's just absurd. You were texting
so
me. I was
absurd.
like, of fucking course. Like
that restaurant's
course.
crazy expensive, you know? And like, I just got paid to be
in there.
I was like...
Didn't pay for a thing, and then they handed you money, and you were like, Francesca,
yep.
I'm leaning towards, we
know?
relax and have fun.
I know. So next time we're on a walk, like some old woman's just going to be like, have half
a nice
my,
day.
Yeah. Here's $300. I'll be like, you know, maybe I can make this a living. Gonna figure that one out. But
I see the wheels turning.
Back to the great job hunt of 2023. So like I said, I've been going to a lot of restaurants to just accept me, just let me be there. And I kid you not when I tell you that these applications are so fucked up. Again, it's a restaurant job. All you need is a resume. Don't ask me for a cover letter and then a 10 essay question thing about like my values and morals in life.
What does hospitality mean to
Francesca,
you?
let's bring those
How
up.
do you feel? Okay, hold on. Nicholas was like
I literally was at this restaurant. I walk in and I'm like, hey, are you guys hiring? And the woman was like, I don't know, but here's an application, and just kind of like slams it on the table. And then I had to send Francesca a picture of the essay questions on this thing. She gave me a ballpoint pen, and I felt like I was taking the SAT.
Yeah, you were like, I'm sorry, like, is this the SAT? It says, why do you think the blank should hire you? What are your expectations of the blank? Like, what do you mean? The expectations are that I take the food from the window to the table
Literally,
in a good manner, and then you give me money in exchange.
Literally, let's not bullshit. Like, restaurant jobs are sort of like, I show up, I do the work, I get paid. You know what I mean?
What traits do you look for in fellow employees? What do you most like about the restaurant industry? The least? Because this is a fucking bar job. What is your concept of hospitality? You know, what are your favorite things about Broadway or like the Denver scene in general? What are some of your favorite places to eat?
It was 2 pages long, and I'm just sitting here with a ballpoint pen like, man, I haven't like done an essay question in handwriting. I'll be at 10, and like I can't even.
Yeah,
I don't
you
even
guys,
remember
2 full pages of that.
You know what I mean?
And you, like has a space for like lots of lines for an answer. And here's my thing. Like, I do not love, like, okay, I understand like company culture and you want everyone to feel a part of a team and feel appreciated and motivated. But like sometimes, like, I don't want to orient my fucking entire personality in my life around like this restaurant or this bar or this computer job.
It's not even like healthy to do so.
But they want you to live, eat, breathe this company and their mission. It's like, that's your mission.
Yeah.
And I understand a company culture. Like, you want a healthy, lively company culture, but I think they ask too much these days.
Especially job dependent, you know what I mean? Like, why the restaurant job, it was like a lunch cafe, you know, that was at. And it's just like, bro, they're not even like, the concept isn't even like really much of a brand, you know what I mean? It's just kind of a cafe. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, It's actually kind of existentially like bothersome to me.
I am okay. This might be like why I, am like not super employable to other people, but like I don't want to drink their Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And I've always had a problem with authority. Like I want to drink my own Kool-Aid.
Right.
I like making money for myself or like championing my own thing. And I guess that's why people become bosses and start their own fucking companies.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like start your own cafe.
Yeah.
I guess.
But like I want to like treat my employees well and get them excited about things. But like, do I need them to wear all the t-shirts and be so like, and just like act like
take it home with them? Yeah. Yeah.
But you do at a lot of places.
I know. Yeah. Wait, one of the one of the questions that I saw, it was like this one I applied online, so at least I could type it, which is way better than handwriting. They didn't ask for a resume. I think they tried to do like a cute, fun, hip way to do an interview or like an application online. One of the questions, I kid you not, was what have you been up to? What have I been up to? Because I guess they were asking for my like work history, but like in a
hip way.
We're like a cool restaurant.
Like wink. Yeah. We're not like the regular restaurants.
Yeah,
we're a cool restaurant.
Like, I was sitting here like, how do you even answer that question? What have I been up to? It was the craziest thing in the world.
Looking for jobs is what I've been up to.
Trying to work at a restaurant.
Literally just trying.
Filling out fucking applications.
To trade my labor and time for your currency.
And the thing about me is like, I'm a great employee. Like I have a good attitude when I'm at work. I'm a team player. I'm reliable. I show up. Hard worker. Sure. But like, I'm not like coming in with an attitude. But like, what have I been up to?
Literally trying to get a job. Sorry, I just shut up. I was like, I'm over it. I get like heated with this. It's like, this might be why you're not
welcome to Dave's Pizza. What is your view on capitalism? Like it's just fucked up. Like, stop asking me these questions, So,
speaking of companies.
So are you circumcised or not?
What are your thoughts on...
What are your thoughts on the SCANDOVAL? Like why would it ask me that?
Honestly, I'd be asking employees right now. We're hiring them for the SAUCY SIBZ parent podcast. I'm like, where were you when the SCANDOVAL happened?
Yeah. Just
speaking of companies, this is just a podcast of me interviewing you about what you've been up to, but this is serious. Nick tried Uber Eats for the first time.
Oh,
the other day.
Hey, have you guys ever done Uber Eats?
Like you're 7 to 10 years late on this.
No, I know. I have never in my life done Uber Eats. Ever.
So I got home from going out and you were in bed. So I'm thinking he's asleep. I get home with blonde Denver daddy. And all of a sudden Nick pops out of his room, like fully awake. And you're like, and we're like, oh, like we thought you were asleep. And you're like, no, like I'm still waiting on my Uber Eats.
Yeah. It took 45 fucking minutes from Taco Bell. Okay.
I had to explain to him that I don't think it's ever been faster than 40 minutes.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have done it if I did that. But like, let's not be impatient. Whatever. So I go outside and I get the Uber Eats pretty much right when you got there, right? Mm-hmm. And I pick up the Uber Eats from the Uber guy and I saw a man on the street.
Yeah, you came back with some. I thought he was your Uber Eats delivery guy.
No, I just saw a random man on the street and I said, do you want some Taco Bell? Like, we're hanging out.
You're like, I just spent $40 on my $13 worth of Taco Bell. Yeah. So like, I'm having people over.
No, literally, like I just catered my house at Taco Bell. No, guys, my order at Taco Bell is the same every single time. It's $13.
What do you get?
I get 2 cheesy Gorgita crunches of beef for beans, and then I get like a little something else. It depends. Usually a cheese roll up if I'm not too hungry, or if I'm kind of feeling like a little hungry is the word I was looking for. I get like a chicken chalupa, except sub beef or beans instead of chicken.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring
fire
your
sauce. It was $41.
Yeah, and I was like, no, that's like their business model. Like it takes a pretty long time and it is so outrageously expensive.
I thought for sure at most it would only be 50% of what the order is.
So you thought like you would maybe spend $20.
So yeah, 20 to 25,
$41.
$41.
That's outrageous. Like I feel like people would even question that because it seems absurd, but sometimes it's like that absurd.
And so I'm talking to you guys and the man. His name was. What was that man's name?
Dave.
Was it Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Legally Dave.
Legally Dave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Dave, Francesca, Denver Daddy, like, what the fuck? And they're all like, yeah, Nick, that's called Uber Eats. And I'm like,
I was like, I could have like told you this. I go, you could have texted me to get you Taco Bell. Like he knew I was on the way home, and you were like, Francesca, I just wanted to try the service. Okay?
I wanted to try the service. Yeah. I truly did, because they send me emails and they're always like, try it.
So
And
what is your official Uber Eats review?
Fucking throw it in hell. Throw it in hell.
Unless you want to sponsor the podcast. Just kidding.
Next episode. All right, guys. Have you heard of my favorite service, Uber Eats?
Okay.
Yeah, no, but
I wouldn't say we're that big of sellouts, but like,
honestly, at this point, I am.
We'll wink to you guys if we're being held captive by the commission.
Blinking twice.
No, that's so terrible. We would actually not promote something we don't like. We really need to say that because that's fucked up.
I mean, Uber Eats, I just think people should know that it's a lot more expensive than it is. Or than what you would expect.
No, we wouldn't accept them as a sponsor.
Yeah, no, I know. I think that's just like what people need to know about. It's not like but if you have the money, I guess, sure. But like, I just didn't know like that was such a luxury.
Yeah.
You know?
So I am intimately familiar because I lived in New York City and no one cooks.
You
just
order shit.
But like I guess I say intimately familiar. I wouldn't do it that often because like the amount of waste of money would like actually deeply hurt me.
Yeah.
I'm like, or I can go like walk 20 minutes because at least in New York you're not driving.
Yeah.
You were stuck because you could not leave the house.
Yeah.
You'd been drinking. You're like, I'm not driving to Taco Bell.
Right. So what a great time to try the service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. But you're like, well, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
No, yeah, literally. I just didn't know it was going to be 4 times the price. So, like, I would never spend $41 on Taco Bell.
The amount of Taco Bell you would get, you might as well have spent $40, and then it'd probably only have been like $50.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dave, take me to Taco Bell.
Okay, guys. Well, we are out of time this week.
Out of time.
A quick little update. Thoughts and prayers. For Nick's job search.
Yeah.
Because we have a studio to build and
we need more lights, more camera, more action. Yeah.
You know, actually one thing my acting coaches taught me, so I thought I had to like spend $3,000 on like a big camera to like kind of make our videos like nicer. We're just going to be getting an attachment for the iPhone.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this?
You didn't look into that? Oh, I wasn't telling you that?
No.
No, so what they sent me is actually a lens that fits over the iPhone, and it is just as good a quality.
Wow.
They're like $100 to $300 depending. But like versus then we just carry around a little lens and not like a $3,000 fucking camera for us to break.
Camcorder. Yeah.
Yeah. You just said it on there. They said they just shot a pilot of a TV series with an iPhone with the lens on it.
That's really wild.
Yeah, so like there's, we're not
technology
light
is
engineers, camera engineers.
I know. Some of our episodes look really good. Some of them don't. Fuck it. We're getting better.
Honestly, big talk with Dad about what we always talk about. I was telling him, I was like, we're just like, we know we need to pivot. We're really trying to figure out our niche and exactly what we want to do. But I was like, we know we want to have microphones in our hand and talk about shit. Like, does it become a success podcast like our last podcast with Ryan? Is it more on like what's going on in the world and our opinions? I would love your guys' feedback, but Dad was like, you just got to keep going and you just got to like,
Yeah.
I mean, Machine Gun Kelly was a rapper, guys. His actually last rap album did pretty well, but for the most part, like people know him, but he didn't take off till he went to punk.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep going, keep pivoting. But we are so happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Give us some feedback. And
like us on everything that you see and subscribe on YouTube. YouTube is my goal.
Or comment on our last fucking Instagram post. Tell us where
Yeah.
you are, how you found us, and what you like and what you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Assignment. Okay.
Assignment.
We love you so much. Fam, stay saucy.
Yes.
See you soon. Mwah.
Bye.